type of person that often feel embarrassed or fearful whenever they are in a large gathering or even a small gathering? Are you the type of person that often avoid going out when you are supposed to go out in a place that other people would be? Well, this video is for you because in this video, we're talking about anxiety in social gatherings and how to overcome it. Hello, my name is Dr. Idara Iyang. I am a general practitioner and a mental health coach. We help people that might be going through some mental health issues or to bring them to a place of peace and calm. So if you feel like you might need our help at some point, you can go ahead and click on the link in the description below to book a free one-on-one consultation with us. Thank you. Now, what is social anxiety? Social anxiety is that fear of rejection or embarrassment or humiliation whenever they are in a social gathering, whether small or large. What are the symptoms of social anxiety? Social anxiety can present as physical, which includes increased heart rate, sweating, or shaking. Or it could present as emotional, which includes fear, intense fear of embarrassment or humiliation. And then it could present as behavioral, which is just deciding to completely avoid that gathering altogether. Now, what triggers social anxiety? Number one, it could be as a result of a negative past experience. Probably you've been bullied before. Probably something embarrassing happened to you in a social gathering before. Or number two, it could be as a result of you just being a perfectionist. Like you just want everything to be perfect and then you overthink and then you overplan and then you just decide that going to that gathering is just not worth it. Or number three, it could be as a result of low self-esteem, low confidence level, which is very, very, very detrimental to your social skills. Now, what are the practical tips or the practical steps that you can take to help to manage or prevent that social anxiety? Number one, you can practice deep breathing right before you go to that social gathering and even during the time that you will be in that social gathering. If you want to know more of how you can do this deep breathing, you can go ahead and click on the video that I'm going to connect to this video. I have done some videos about how to breathing techniques to reduce anxiety and stress. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, you should control your thoughts. Control your thoughts by visualizing success in that social gathering. And when I say success, I mean you visualizing that you are completely calm, you're completely okay mentally, and that everybody is fine. Nobody is thinking about you because they're so busy thinking about themselves. You visualize yourself being calm in those social gatherings. And then number three, you can practice ahead. Now, what do you mean by practicing ahead? Practicing to start a conversation or to continue a conversation before you get to those social gatherings and then get involved in those conversations can help you calm down because practice does make perfect. So you can practice by saying, okay, when I get to that gathering, I'll be like, good evening, everyone. That's the first thing I'm going to say. And then you practice it in front of a mirror or with a trusted friend that knows about your social anxiety. And then if there is something that you already plan on talking about during that social gathering, you can practice the words that you're going to say during that type of conversation. Okay. That is very, very, very powerful. Another thing is that you should focus on the other person in every conversation you have. Don't focus on yourself. Focus on the other person. How will you focus on that other person? By asking questions. You can be like, oh, hi, I love your hair. Where did you get your hair from? The person would tell you, oh, I got it from this place. And then you'll find yourself getting more and more relaxed because the person is talking and you are asking the questions. Another thing is that when the person is talking to you, concentrate on that person. Let that person know that you're actually listening to them by having some small remarks like, oh, wow, really? I can't believe it. Oh my God. Things like that. Those kind of remarks or just slight helpful nods can actually make that other person feel more comfortable with you and feel comfortable talking to you because they feel like they are being heard. Also, another very powerful technique is by challenging negative thoughts. So you're in a social gathering and you're feeling like, oh my God, my hair is not done right, or my clothes really not nice, or oh, my shoes, I don't look that great. Just challenge it and be like, is that fact? Ask yourself, because the fact is that everybody is just more concerned about themselves than they are concerned about other people. Just the way you are concerned about yourself. You know, you're concerned about being in the right clothes, or in the right hair, or in the right shoes. The way you are focusing on yourself is the way other people are focusing on themselves. And that is the truth. So when those thoughts come to your mind, challenge it and be like, is that the truth, or is it just my fears? And then replace it with, I am good. Nobody's thinking about me. Everybody's thinking about themselves the way I'm thinking about myself. All right. Another technique is doing some grounding technique, you know, because grounding technique is very, very helpful, because it helps to bring back those racing thoughts to the present moment. I have spoken about some grounding mechanisms in the video on my channel. You can go ahead and check those out. I'm just going to share one here with you, and that is the 5 4 3 2 1 grounding technique. And this technique uses your sensory organs to help to bring you back from those racing thoughts. All right. So what are your sensory organs? We have the eyes, the skin, the ears, the nose, and the tongue. All right. And so you just name 5 things that you can see, name 4 things that you can feel, name 3 things that you can hear, name 2 things that you can smell, and name 1 thing that you can taste. If you practice this grounding technique, it will help to bring your mind back from those racing anxious thoughts to the present moment, which is very powerful. And then another strategy is that it is okay for you to take breaks. Yes, it is okay for you to take breaks, especially if you are just at the beginning stages of trying to deal with social anxiety. I don't want you to go ahead and just be going to so many social gatherings and going from one place to the other. You can actually take time off and be like, okay, I went to a social gathering last week. I'm going to miss a social gathering this week, and then I'll go to another social gathering next week. It's okay. It's not bad. It's not wrong. Remember, healing from social anxiety is a process. It's not a sprint. So make sure you take breaks. All right. And then another strategy that is related to this strategy is that when you begin your process or your journey of getting free from social anxiety, it's okay to start small. All right. Don't just jump into a gathering that is like containing 100 people or 1,000 people. Go ahead and just hang out with 2 or 3 of your friends. That's good. That's fine. That is okay. You start small, you practice ahead, you concentrate on the other person, you ask the other person questions, you make remarks while the other person is talking to show that you are listening. 1 or 2 or 3 friends gathering is very, very good for you to start out with. And then as time goes on, you then start increasing your challenges. Another method is by engaging in gradual exposure therapy. Now, what is exposure therapy? This is a method of gradually exposing oneself to fearful situations in order to reduce anxiety over time. So this is how it is done. First, you start small. Engage in those low stress interactions by, for example, saying hello to a stranger. And then you gradually increase these challenges by attending small group events before attending larger ones. And then you go ahead and then reflect on your experiences and celebrate your successes, and then also learn from your challenges. Another effective method is by engaging in activities that build confidence over time. Number 1 is by practicing positive self-talk, like, for example, I am capable of meaningful connection. And then number 2 is by working on your body language. For example, practice how to stand tall, make eye contact, and smile. And then keep a journal for your social wins, no matter how small it is. Now, long-term strategies involve you joining some social groups or classes to practice regularly. For example, you can volunteer in activities like feeding homeless people in homeless people's shelter. All of these activities help you build confidence in social gatherings. Now, what can you do today, right now, in order to improve confidence in social gatherings? Number one, you can engage in self-reflection by identifying one small social interaction that you can try today. For example, you can ask your coworker about their weekend. Number two is by engaging in role play. For example, you can practice short conversation with someone you trust. Focus on maintaining eye contact and active listening. Then number three, practice gradual exposure by making out a plan. Write down 3 social goals for this week and start with a low stress social goal. So that is what we have for you today. Remember that you can always seek out professional help in your community, or you can reach out to us by clicking on the link in the description below if you would like to reach out to us. Thank you very much for watching this video. And then in our next video, we'll be talking about using mindfulness to manage anxiety. In that video, we'll discover how mindfulness techniques can help to calm your mind and bring focus to the present moment. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.